the homie Sin.
What's happening?
And, we about to check out this first state of play from Sony in quite some time, man. Like, I think all we've had, we've had like PlayStation 5 specific for like specific games. Or like we've had state of plays, I guess, for specific games, or they were showcases or something like that. They weren't necessarily state of play. It's been a while since we had a state of play, so it's good to see this. Good to get the first one in. This year we're only a little over 2 months in to the year, so that certainly is a plus. So yeah, man. You have expectations? What are you thinking?
I think we'll see a little PlayStation VR since we know that they have announced it's coming for the PlayStation 5. So I expect to hear a little bit about that. I know everybody is excited and hoping we get some Elden Ring news. So we'll see.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I tripping? Wasn't Elden Ring? And that has a Bethesda joint.
That's that George R. Martin, I think From Software, Dark Souls.
That's what it is.
That joint.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You're right.
Yeah, so I know people are claiming for that. So hopefully we get some news on it. But other than that, with this one being the first one of the year, besides wanting to see some exclusive, like only PlayStation 5 kind of titles, I really don't have any expectations. I'm hoping that it's good, but that's kind of obvious.
They already hit us a little bit with some news earlier this week, PSVR 2 and some other stuff like that, which is stuff we'll talk about tonight on the live show when we do cutscenes. But, they did specifically say that they were going to talk about some games they've already talked about, give us some updates on that kind of stuff. But they did say new titles. So
that's what
that really means. I think that'll be cool. There's some rumors that we're gonna see that there might be a updated PS5, possibly an Xbox Series S, Series X version of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
Announced. Meaning that it'll probably get announced here. They'll probably make it seem like it's only for PlayStation, and maybe we'll get that first announcement after the show is over of what Microsoft's doing, because we know that 1 year exclusivity is coming up next month, I guess. So,
yeah, and I know that's something that me and you were specifically looking forward to. We held off purposely just so we can get on the Series S, on the Series X. So fingers crossed that we get that information today.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. What are we, 2.5 minutes out?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
I said, see if you can pull that name bar out of the bottom of the main screen.
See now you're asking for magic tricks. Let's see.
I was just trying to.
I know, but it's like I got it in and it's working right. I'm afraid to mess with it while we're already live. But I did notice that. But I don't think it's gonna leave unless I take mine down, since it's coming from my screen.
Nah, you should be able to. I think just like you take anybody's down, I think you can take anybody's down. Like, you should be able to take mine down if you want to. But, it's cool. We'll see what's popping. New Joker in the comments said, do magic, bro.
I'll do magic.
Hey, Jokes, you might have to actually jump in teams or something and tell him how. He's scared.
Nah, I ain't scared of anything. All our names gone.
Yeah. All right. They know who we are. Want me to do it again?
Yeah, let's do a little something for them.
What it do, Snackers and Snackers? It's your boy Cage. Here live and direct with the homie Sin. Getting ready to do our reactions to this PlayStation State of Play. First State of Play of the year. I'm going to turn it up a little bit and do my, this is going to be my radio voice.
Oh, Lord.
What up, Rod? He was taking down the names off the bottom of the screen. We just kind of want to make sure that everything that needs to be on the main screen shows up and we don't have anything in the way. I see you're watching, Brooks. Appreciate you being in there. listen, if you're watching, wherever you're watching, don't be afraid to say hi. Y'all can jump in the chat. We're not showing the chat on screen, but we can see it. Don't be afraid to jump in the chat. Don't be afraid to chime along. If you see something you like or you're interested in or you're excited for, feel free to drop it. You know what I mean, in the chat. You know, whatever we don't manage to get to, we're gonna watch it. It's only supposed to be about a half an hour show. So they said give or take. So we're gonna watch that. Then we'll talk a little bit about it after that, and then we will most certainly talk about it some more tonight when Jokes can join us.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
All right, out the gate.
Yeah, like it should be.
There's some very unexpected developments
Crash.
in your future. Shocking events that will change the course of your life.
That's a bet, Rod.
That last part might have been a hair dramatic, but there's lots of awesome updates and additions coming to the Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time experience on PlayStation 5. Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, creative producer at Toys for Bob. I'm here to give you the feature rundown on Crash Bandicoot 4 on PS5. That includes 4K at 60 frames per second, adaptive triggers, 3D audio.
Yeah, see, this all for Jokes right here.
Let's make this fun.
He's the Crash guy.
Left off. In Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About
I
Time,
feel like he don't even
we
care.
find the evil masterminds Neocortex and Dr. Entropy escaping a once thought inescapable interdimensional prison, leaving giant holes in the universe. What follows is a mind-bending adventure for Crash and his marsupial pals. We designed Crash Bandicoot 4 to leap off your screen, brimming with bold, vibrant environments and characters. Crash Bandicoot has always looked pretty suave, but wait until you see him spinning heads in native 4K at 60 frames per second. With the weight of the universe on your shoulders, and probably some errands to run, there's little time to wait on loading screens. The DualSense wireless controllers bring adaptive triggers to your fingertips, so you can feel the blast of Neocortex's DNA-changing ray gun, or feel the grip when you grapple a Tana's hookshot. Hold on tight when you feel the boost of Crash's jetboard, and really feel the suck when you vacuum his Dingo Dial.
I didn't like that.
In the Crash
Right.
Bandicoot universe, crank it up to 11 and take your audio into an all-new dimension with enhanced 3D audio. Achieving the infamous 106% completion is the sign of a true Bandicoot master. But should our genetically mutated marsupial lose his way, leverage PlayStation 5 activity cards to track your progress and hit your goals for things like time trials, flashback levels, and boss fights. I bet
I'm
Entropy
gonna be honest with you. I don't like how this feels like an infomercial right now.
From the PlayStation 4 and use the activity cards
I get that.
to get to 106%.
I get that.
And one more thing. If you own the PS4 version of the game, an upgrade option is available. Check out the PlayStation blog for full details.
I do think it's
Whether your
important for
first
them to
playthrough or your 100th, there's no better
highlight
time to experience Crash
some of the
Bandicoot
very
4 It's
specific
About Time
PS5
on
things
PlayStation
about
5.
it, because obviously this is going to be a thing that will be available on the Series X and S, possibly the 4K 60 as well. But highlighting the controller and stuff makes sense.
Yeah. The adaptive triggers and all things you feel with it. Yeah. Show what separates it from everything else.
Yeah.
From PlayStation Studios.
What's this, Returnal?
Hey,
looks like it.
We at Housemark are excited to give you
Yeah,
a sneak
that's it.
peek at Returnal. In Returnal, you
I'm
play
surprised
Serene, an
Sony
Astro
hasn't
scout.
purchased Housemark yet.
Crash lands on an alien planet, Atropos, after receiving
Refresh my memory. What else have they done?
White Shadow.
Nothing you've played.
Players will explore this
All they do is really
inscrutable
arcade-style
planet and
games.
search for answers
Okay.
and
They did like
unfold
Resogun,
mysteries, which may
Okay,
like
that's-
PS4 came out, which for a long time a lot of people tell you it was the best game on the PS4. But they were the ones who a couple years ago were like, we can't keep making these arcade games. These joints don't sell. Arcade is dead.
Mm-hmm. Explains why I'm not familiar with them, because I don't play those type of games.
Yeah.
They getting bodied. They better move.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty solid, and this looks a lot like what they do anyway. Like, it looks like they make like these crazy kind of bullet hell shooter, but like taking that expertise that they have in that and kind of implementing that into like a third-person shooter this way is pretty interesting.
Every time you die and restart, the world will change. The map will be different, enemies will appear in new locations and in differing numbers, so you have to think fast and adapt.
Huh.
Here you can see the use
Seems
of the light
pretty interesting.
fire, which is
Yep.
great for crowd control. This is one of many alt fires that you can acquire in the game.
Like I said, I mean, with the kind of shooters they do, those alt fires and stuff are like
Yeah.
pretty serious.
You will stumble across mysterious devices that can grant rewards to the player. These will vary from weapons, consumables, and upgrades, and they can completely change your playstyle and make each cycle feel unique. Besides the intense combat, Returnal also has a deep and engaging narrative. We allow players to piece together the puzzle that is the story of Celine as they venture deeper and deeper into Atropos and into her personal nightmare.
That can't be here.
I think I am reliving my memories.
I mean, it looks incredible, bro.
Oh, it does.
They're corroded. Some parts are missing, others
This
seem.
is probably the game that I'm most interested in on PS5
I
currently.
can remember
Okay.
the torment, feeling like I was losing my mind.
I'm not gonna lie, it definitely has me intrigued right now.
There's no comfort here.
Seem a little spooky for you though.
We'll see.
Exactly as I left it.
All right, I'm gonna keep my eye out on that.
Yeah, it got pushed back once, but I think it's gonna ready to come out.
Returnal lands.
I mean, well, first gotta get my hands on the PlayStation 5.
Talented team
So-
at Housemark.
There's that.
I'm pretty sure they just gave us the date, but I missed it because you was talking. I don't know what it is.
New PS4 game called Knockout City.
Now we saw this on Nintendo's joint last week.
Hi.
It looks way
Actually-
better than it does.
Actually, I didn't see it because I had to go to the bathroom on this one. Yeah, so this is actually my first time really seeing it.
A team-based
Okay.
multiplayer action game for PS4 where rival crews settle their scores with epic dodgeball battles. Knockout City is easy to pick up and play, but there's a lot of depth here for those who've got the skills. In our 1v1 face-off mode, you'll go head-to-head in a constantly shrinking battleground, relying on your reflexes and abilities to knock out an opponent. A well-timed catch powers up the ball, making it easier to land a hit. Use trick shots to lob a ball over a ledge or hook it around a corner.
Rocked them.
Fake a throw to mess up your opponent's timing and knock them out before they can recover. When you're in a tough spot with a ball flying your way, a last-second dodge is the difference between getting knocked out and staying in the fight. Keep your wits
What's up,
about
naughty
you,
girl?
Outplay your opponent to bring home a win. Let's jump into Team KO, our 3v3 mode. Teamwork makes the dream work in Knockout City. If your crew is
Actually,
not-
there's possibly getting like a good buzz on Twitch or something like that.
We're playing in Back Alley Brawl.
Oh, for
a new
sure.
map that you'll find in
Yeah.
our upcoming
For sure.
crossplay beta. The special ball.
Man, I don't think it'll
is
take
the
Fortnite
sniper,
out
which
any
locks
time,
up
but-
targets from far across the
No,
map.
but it
Wham!
it definitely has potential for some fun, like some
Beyond
fun
special
streaming
balls,
nights.
Each map features
Yeah.
a unique mechanic. In Back Alley
Yeah, I
Brawl,
mean,
you
we-
can hop into a
we know this
tube,
is gonna
get away,
be
or use them to sneak up on your
on all the
opponents.
platforms,
Caught
including
empty-handed?
PC. But right
You will
now,
become the ball, a new weapon for
the
your teammate.
there's a beta, but the beta is only live, I believe, on Steam
Or
right
risk it
now.
all. Charge up a teammate, launch them high into the air with an ultimate throw, and they'll land in a huge instant KO explosion. The team here at Velen has been obsessed with building this world over the last 4 years. Knockout City is coming out May 21st, and we'd love your help in our final stretch of development.
There we go.
Rally your crew and sign up for our crossplay beta at knockoutcity.com to play early on PlayStation. See
Okay.
you soon, brawlers.
Wham!
So it is a cross-play beta. It's probably across everything. This is the kind of stuff that I like seeing EA do. These EA originals. You know what I mean?
Time for something.
My man
new.
signing up for the beta right
Here's your
now.
First look at an upcoming
Just going to the
PS5
website
game
for right
from the
now.
team at Slow Clap.
Slow clap. All right.
I like that
I'm
name.
off the- Me too.
Okay.
Stop playing with me. Hey, listen.
Hey, I need
those
this.
defenders hallway fights, bro.
I need this, dog. It's that.
I mean, listen, it looks cool. It has to feel good too, bro.
It's that old boy going down the hall with the hammer.
Right. All right, so does my man get old every time he gets defeated? Hey.
Oh.
All right, I'm with it.
Yep. 2021.
That was the debut of Sifu, coming to the PS5 console later this year. Now let's get an update
Probably
on
on
Solar
everything.
Ash, an epic new PS5 adventure from Heart Machine.
That's probably on everything.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Preston, creative director of Heart Machine. You might know us as the team behind Hyperlight Drifter. Today, I'm here to show you the first peek at gameplay for our new title, Solar Ash.
I'm with it. Hyperlight Drift is
Solar
tough.
Ash is a huge, stylish 3D platformer focused on speed, movement, and fluidity. The game is set inside a giant black hole known as the Ultra Void, which has been consuming everything in its path. You play as Ray, a daring Void Runner who has decided to venture into this terrifying anomaly as a last-ditch effort to save her homeworld. Ray is extremely agile, able to speed across the world with abilities akin to skating. On the ash and clouds, she can quickly cover great distances in our huge world. At its core, Solar Ash is a game about movement, and Ray has everything she needs to flow through the dangerous and unique world. As you journey to save your planet, you'll find yourself face to face with grotesque and violent creatures. Our combat system is simple, fast, and fluid.
I see people trying to speed run this thing.
Oh, for sure.
Break times and all
As
that,
you
yeah.
explore the Ultra Void, enemy encounters will scale to greater and greater sizes. Some of these
There are
creatures require
some
speed
pieces of it that
and
remind me of
stamina to
Haven.
defeat. Ray will eventually need to face the massive sentinels of this void. Wretched, starved beasts that hold the key to her quest. Solar Ash is Heart Machine's vision of the adventure platformer. The giant spaces, the feel of movement, the flow of combat, and the high-stakes battles atop enormous beasts all come together to bring players something we think is incredibly unique, and more importantly, fun. This game is a labor of love for everyone on the Heart Machine team. We're excited to bring Solar Ash to PS5 and PS4 later this year.
5 and 4.
Okay.
So that's another 2021.
If you're a fan of scary games,
Nope.
the next one is for you.
Y'all can have this.
Man, what is that? That's some new Five Nights at Freddy's.
Pathetic. But now, you are more. Are you ready?
What it look like?
Yeah, okay. Nah, not at all.
Yes. Five Nights at Freddy's joint. Definitely. What's crazy? You seen the new Nick Cage movie? It's basically this.
Gregory, we can get you out of here. You and me together.
Right, 6 Nights at
They
Freddy's.
won't stop hunting you. None of them will stop hunting you. We have to get you out by morning.
You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want. And if you fail me, then you will, both of you, burn!
There is more going on here than you realize.
Bruh. All right.
That was a chilling new look at Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. Up next, let's take a
Y'all
tour
can have
of
that.
Oddworld Soulstorm.
Mm-hmm. You want another look at Oddworld?
Hi, I'm Lauren.
I don't need any more
creative
looks at
director
Oddworld.
at Oddworld
Me
Inhabitants.
neither.
Today, I'm going to take you on a brief tour of our newest game, Oddworld Soulstorm.
They've always known you would come. Do you know why you have?
In Soulstorm, you reprise the role of Abe, accidental hero turned unlikely leader of an emerging revolution, as you do battle through weird and wonderful environments in an effort to escape the all-powerful and eternally greedy Gluckins. We really wanted to bring this world to life with what we call 2.9D platforming, which adds much more depth and immersion for the
2.9?
player. This sense of
Or is it
connection is
2.90,
also
but
reinforced
yeah,
through
we
the
both
use
heard
of
that.
Dual senses haptic feedback. as you'll
9D,
now
like
be
the
able
letter
to
D.
feel Abe's heartbeat in high alert
But
and
it's been
suspenseful
2.5D has been a thing.
There are well over 1,000 fellow Mudokons that you must try to save along the way, but they are far more than helpless workers looking to be saved. When used effectively, you'll be able to solve puzzles, harness their combined energy, and be given the tools they need to fight alongside you. And there will be times when the extra hands will be needed as you face off against an array of heavily armed enemies that will stop at nothing to find and end Abe once and for all. In order to stand a chance against this much larger threat, we gave Abe the ability to scavenge, loot, and pickpocket items from his surroundings and use them to craft an impressive arsenal of his own that he can share with others. You can also play as a non-lethal pacifist or an agent of chaos. We wanted you to have the choice. But there is one iconic ability for our shamanic protagonist, Possession. This mystical power allows you to take control of your foes and use their strengths and weapons against them, or use them to gain access to paths still ahead. The Oddworld universe is a diverse place, and this means that there are some environments and situations that require a little more thought, patience, and stealth. You'll find dark and dangerous caves, heavily guarded industrial sites, and ancient forgotten lands. Here, we've built lots of opportunities for you to test your skills and find
I don't
different
mind
ways to
getting a
handle
bit of a
things.
deep dive into these games.
It won't be easy. If being hunted
This
by
is
an army
boring.
backed by a shady and
Yeah.
wealthy organization isn't bad enough, there are also more dangers in the forms of natural obstacles,
Like, I've seen
trials
a
against
bunch of
swarming
times.
creatures, and industrial hazards.
I mean, it's not. I mean, look, the
dodged,
game might be
crossed, and
perfectly
avoided.
fine, could be totally fun.
Abe's
It's
journey
just
is
that,
one of
like, the
hope, freedom, and
presentation,
truth.
like,
There's a rich
if
and
this is
engaging
what the
narrative to
presentation is going to
discover
be
in a
like for
world
the
full
next
of lies.
15
And we've been able
minutes,
to bring
man,
our
they're
characters to life like never
they're
before.
killing me.
In true
Like, at least the
Oddworld
Five Nights
fashion,
at Freddy's
your
joint was
actions
like,
in-game will decide the fate of
They
you
let
know,
the
it was
trailer,
like
they let the
a
trailer tell
trailer
the
and they,
deliberate along the
They
way.
let the trailer
And
tell
we
the story.
can't wait to see what you will do.
yeah, like this format, man. I'm not with it. Oof. April 6th.
All right.
Hey, listen, Ellis, I don't think there's going to be a Spider-Man announcement on here, buddy.
Well, at least that's soon, April 6th.
That was the latest on Oddworld Soulstorm. And here's some exciting news. Active PlayStation Plus members will get the PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April. PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April.
Why did she say that like that twice?
Yeah.
Moving on. It's time to catch up with Kena
Kena?
Bridge of Spirits, a gorgeous
I was
new
waiting for
adventure
this.
we last saw in
My
the June
expectation is
PS5
that this
showcase.
joint's going straight into PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
I mean, the joint look dope, but I have an idea around some of the things I think Sony might be doing. We'll talk about it tonight.
The rats seem quite fond of you. They're usually timid. Something tells me you did not come to our village looking for forest creatures.
The Umbarsaurus slot is unlocked, Ellis. They just don't make anything you can put into it yet. It's not the slot. It's not the issue with the slot. It's the issue with the actual the storage itself.
But that power faded long ago.
This game's pretty. Remember, this did get pushed back once too, so I'm hoping it's ready and it drops out. This is supposed to be available at launch, if I recall correctly.
Trapped spirits linger here, tangled in the tragedies of our past. We must help these spirits if you wish to reach the mountain.
It's okay. You have to go now.
Yeah, I could probably give this a run.
The station needs a Zelda. That's how this feels to me.
Looks incredible.
Yeah.
This land can be healed, but you cannot stay here, Spirit. You must move on.
Ellis, I can't with you right now. Forgot you only play shooters though.
Ooh.
I'm with it.
Spirit guide is a lonely one.
August 24th, huh?
Now let's settle in for a stylish new look at Deathloop, a PS5 first-person shooter developed by the team at Arcane.
Get that Microsoft money.
You'll never ever break this loop.
There's no never here. Just you, me, and the rest of these maniacs.
This one's gonna be tough.
Baby.
This is
I still don't know if I'm gonna pick it up or not though.
This little ditty goes out to the handsome.
I'm gonna wait till it's on Game Pass.
Cold. The visionaries are ready to dance. Are you?
Facts.
Toxic illusion. Falling deeper spiral. Static.
Yeah, give me that Bond feeling.
This is where we do or die. And I've been here before.
Go on the mic now. Russian.
Face to face with the gun. Up against all the odds.
I mean, Ellis, for your 25th look at Deathloop, it is a loop, sir. It's supposed to happen over and over and over again. I mean, realistically, we still don't know exactly what's happening in this game.
Is that
But
one
that
person's
hurt.
trying to
God,
stop the
it's
loop
tough.
and one person's trying to keep it going apparently.
Here's the other side.
That was gonna leave that right here.
That's that 2-player joint. Somebody's playing against you.
This is probably my favorite trailer for this game so far.
Yeah, they put that music in it.
Yeah, it helps. It helps sell it.
Huh? Y'all having at it in the comments right now.
Where you been hiding? Boy, do I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh,
he just busted himself. Hey dog, the gun say blank.
Song's over, people. And so is Ramblin' Frank. The rest of you motherfuckers are next.
Hey. Arcane, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to game past that bad boy.
Before we leave, how about
no date?
A huge
Nope.
update for one of 2020's
Come on, man.
most celebrated games?
How? Here we go.
Final Fantasy.
Let's go.
Cloud, quickly! Barrett!
Give me a break.
Jesse! Barrett!
Where you been?
Tifa! Help me!
Come on, let's push it past the red line. Now it's my turn.
Got your lethal force right here.
A touching reunion.
Well, guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar.
My name is Yuffie, Materia Hunter and Elite Special Forces Operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you.
What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe. Where's Cloud?
We lost him.
You what?
He will be okay, though, right?
Well, of course he will.
They're the ones who blew up the reactors.
Cool. Should we say hi?
No, better not. After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's on their tail.
Look, a Moogle. Stop!
We gotta help.
It's like a completely separate side story.
Yeah. Or something that takes place after the game or something.
Yeah. Yuffie crushing, dog.
She is bodying Slim.
Crushing. I don't like this dude. I like their outfit changed out though.
Whatever it is they're planning.
Finally got back on the original.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do. But I'm not your sister.
What?
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
I love seeing the materia in the shuriken. Intergrade.
Intergrade, huh?
Let the hunch begin.
6/10/21.
All right.
Get down here, Merc.
Is that what we playing for my birthday this year?
Graphic. Mm-hmm. Killing it at the honeybee, dog. I believe ray trace effects in that glass.
I can see it doing this thing.
Excellent. My tripping wasn't Final Fantasy already like a stupid number of gigs, bro?
Yeah.
Alright, so performance mode. Difficulty, okay. Loading times.
Okay.
You can only do a photo mode on PS5?
They're probably just showing it off on PS5. I'm pretty sure it'll be in everything that it's on.
The episode. So this is kind of taking a key from Final Fantasy 15, where they did those extra episodes that had the other characters in it.
Yeah, and they'll probably, who knows, add another one or so. Like once it's on all the consoles. Yeah, once it's out everywhere.
That's how ninjas.
So the question is, just does that content just drop on 610, or does the whole remake only get its update on 610? Like, is this a whole new thing? Is Intergrade the PlayStation 5 version? You own a copy of PlayStation 4 version, upgrade PlayStation 5 for free.
Okay.
You carry over your save data. New episode featuring you will be available for purchase after you upgrade. So you got to buy it separately.
Yeah.
So the Intergrade is just the Yuffie episode.
That was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, coming to the PS5 console later this year. And that's our show. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come in 2021. See you next time.
Yikes. All right, buddy.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna let you go first.
I mean, thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't into everything that they showed, but of course I was looking forward to Final Fantasy. That Kina joint definitely has piqued my interest a little more this time around.
Okay.
Sifu, I'm all about. That's gonna be a day one, easy. And I'm happy we actually got to see Final Fantasy and update with that. And hopefully, out of this news we just got, we also get the news that it will be coming to Xbox as well. So I'm hoping that that's a thing. So overall, I thought it was okay.
I mean, nah, dog, this joint was weak. Like, the state of play was weak. Listen, here's where I'm at. If you're gonna do something like this, you got to make it actually feel like an event. This didn't feel like an event. It felt like it was supposed to be an event, and then it wasn't an event. Again, they did kind of try to say ahead of time, like, hey, we're going to talk about some stuff you already heard about and give you some updates, and then we're going to, show you a couple things that are new, right? Which is totally fine, right? But like, the presentation itself as a whole was boring, and you didn't really give us anything. I mean, again, like, Final Fantasy would have been, like, if Square Enix had just dropped the Final Fantasy trailer for that joint, they could have dropped that joint today on Twitter this morning, and it would be on fire. You know what I'm saying? Right now, like, we didn't need a state of play for that at all. And everything else that was shown, like, again, Deathloop, we've seen it a bunch of times. This was a better trailer than we've seen.
Absolutely.
We don't know any more about it than we already knew. They didn't give us a date, so really, you could have just dropped the trailer. You understand what I'm saying? Crash 4 coming to PS5, 4K 60, cool. Those are pretty standard upgrades for a game. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. That's what you open with. All right. Returnal. That joint looks dope. You know what I mean? Like Returnal looks dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. Again, the presentation though as a whole was pretty boring. Knockout City we saw already. So other than the fact that they telling us that there's a cross-platform beta,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Nintendo hit that joint last time. Sifu. Probably the most interesting joint in here. And y'all already know how I feel. But it has to feel good. Like right now, it looks cool. But if it doesn't control well, it's not going to matter. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get sold on the controls. But right now, I'm super interested. But it seems like, it looks like it's still a little early. We didn't get a date for that either.
No.
So I'm, you know, Solar Ash, that joint looked pretty cool too. Again, the people who did Hyper Light Drifter, which looks a lot like this does in terms of like what they create. It's really pretty. It's a lot of bright colors. I mean, it seems to be kind of a running theme, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, which is fine. Out of all of this, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach had the best trailer that wasn't Deathloop or Final Fantasy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just the most interesting. Like, there was just more going on. It actually looked more interesting.
Yeah, the trailers were better than those breakdowns they were doing about.
Yeah, it just kind of gave you the energy and the feel. Like I feel like this joint was more or less dead in the water. This felt more like going to a lecture. You know what I'm saying? Than it did like what we expect, in my opinion, from a presentation from a major publisher, you know, a platform holder for the games.
That's kind of like happened. The last couple ones have been with that stale kind of just dialogue.
I feel like they still haven't figured it out. They haven't, you know what I mean? Again, it's not that there weren't some announcements there. Everything they did at this could have done possibly better on its own. They could have just put out, you know, it's almost like these, like what they just showed us was like video footage over like the email announcement that they would send to like IGN or somebody. Like, here's what the game is about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Here's an email. Here's the details of what the game is about. And they just had like, hi, I'm the creative director.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of writing the email, or this is the email I sent to IGN, I'm gonna read it to y'all. You know what I mean? Like, it just, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, I think that maybe they were trying to go for, one of the things we've seen over the past like 2 years, especially last year, is that like developer like deep dives and diaries that are kind of showing you what's going on as it went, and like people getting to kind of know and hear from the development and so forth has kind of become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it feels like maybe they were trying to go for that a little bit. Let's introduce you to the person who is the creative director behind the game. Let you hear their name, let you hear their voice, you know, whatever, and let them talk about the game and what the game means to them and how the creative team is really excited about what they're doing or whatever. But like, in terms of a presentation as a whole,
if the developers are doing that on their own, like on their own YouTube channel, like we see Marvel's doing it with the Avengers game, Cyberpunk was doing it with their Night City Chronicles, whatever they call it. Like, if they're already doing that, then I don't need that type of information in a presentation like this. You can just give me a brand new trailer at the most, you know, or something like that, or something we haven't seen before. I don't need the breakdowns, because we're getting that from these people like every 2 weeks or once a month in a hour-long video or something like that.
Realistically, for a state of play that is supposed to be informing us about what's going on, almost everything we saw was just like, yeah, 2021. We got dates for Oddworld Soulstorm, which was April 6th. We got a date for Kena, the Bridge of Spirits, which is August 24th. And the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade for 6/10. Now, what they didn't tell us, we know that the Intergrade comes out June 10th. What we don't know is is that also the date for when the upgraded PS5 version drops? Is that sooner than that? Can you just go download that now, or do you have to wait? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, if you're giving me information, go ahead, let me get that information.
Right. Give it to me.
So yeah, man, like as a whole, like I'm excited about Final Fantasy. Deathloop looks dope still. Again, I'll wait for Game Pass. So if it's gonna be a year or whatever, I'll just wait.
Yeah, that trailer got me more interested in Deathloop because it was just a great trailer, honestly. So
sure.
And then And then while we were watching it, y'all reminded me, that's right, Game Pass. I don't have to worry about buying it because I can just download it when it comes out and not have to worry about it.
When it finally makes its way. I mean, you got to remember that Deathloop is one of those ones that's one of the PlayStation exclusives.
Right. So after it's time, after has its run, we'll get it, and I can wait. I'm good.
I can probably wait.
Yeah, I got plenty of other stuff to play until then, so I'm covered.
So most everything else is like 2021. You know what I mean? So at some point. So what does that mean? We'll find out more at whatever isn't E3 because again, Sony don't do E3 anyway.
They'll do something around then, another state of play or something like that. Don't have ready to go around then.
May.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
right before, right after.
It was good to get this information. It was cool, but as a whole, like the joint fell flat. Like it just wasn't necessary. I feel like again, they could have dropped all this and information, and we would have just talked about it on the show tonight. You know what I mean? Like it'll just be like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. It just felt like a waste of time. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like there's some really dope stuff in here. Like again, stuff like Returnal. Like I feel like there's some really dope stuff in here, and I feel like they just didn't put. I don't know, man. Like there was no oomph, no pizzazz, no nothing. It's just like you're not even getting music or whatever. It's just you're showing me video of the game, and it's just a dude talking over the.
It was just with the new trailers that feeling shifted when those trailers came up. Yeah,
right. Deathloop, Five Nights at Freddy's, Final Fantasy. Dope.
Yeah,
that's your mark, right?
And Final Fantasy gave all the new information in its trailer. Like we didn't have to have some guy sitting there talking over it.
I don't know, man. I wasn't that seafood joint was kind of clean too, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. I just as a whole, this felt uneventful. This is where I'm at. I don't think that I'm gonna say they didn't knock this one out of the park. You know what I mean? There was some decent information, but whatever. Final Fantasy joint looks cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Outside of that, like I'll put it to you this way. In terms of like all of the gaming news that we've got this week, all of the stuff that's exciting for us to talk about when we do the live show tonight for cutscenes.
Most of that won't be on there.
Correct.
Yeah, most of that won't
There's
be on there.
nothing for me to talk about here.
Yeah. I mean, except for we can let jokes.
They dropped all these trailers. Final Fantasy would be a thing. Yeah. I might be like, yo, did you see that trailer they did for Sifu? Because we're not really going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Hey, there was a new Deathloop trailer. Like, none of this would be stuff that would, like, make a news cycle for me. So, yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
They'll get it right eventually.
Hopefully. Or they won't.
That's why they did hopefully at the end. But
yeah, or they won't.
I mean, they seem to like this format. They've been sticking with it.
I can't. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what needs to happen right now. We about to jump on this Outriders demo.
Man, who you talking about? Mine's downloaded. I'm ready to go.
Mine's too. I already went in and made my person. Waiting on you.
Excuse me. I got to do.
I know you can't jump into the drop-in, drop-out co-op until after you select your. You have to select the character's class.
Okay.
But and everything you do in the demo carries over to the full game.
I do know that, and that's one of the reasons why I'm adding into the demo.
You actually have to take your time and make your character.
And make it okay.
You know what I mean? So listen, all of y'all who are watching right now, we greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. We just got finished watching the PlayStation State of Play. We're gonna jump off and play a little of this Outriders demo.
Yep.
So we can talk about that tonight when we go live at 8:30 for cutscenes. We'll have jokes with us then, so we can get some of his opinions, and we will certainly have our eye out for any trailers that dropped that came today that will actually be going to other places, because we have a tendency to know that they like to make it seem like it's only going to PlayStation.
Right. But right after that trailer start dropping, they're like, hey, this is coming to Switch. And this
if Knockout City hadn't already debuted during the Nintendo joint last week, you wouldn't know based on that trailer that, you know what I mean, it was on other platforms, except for the fact they said cross-platform beta. Otherwise, they were like, here's a new game coming to PlayStation. Oh, all right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we will see y'all again tonight, live, 8:30 p.m.
Yes.
For cutscenes, because cutscenes are
the best part of the game.
For sure. Appreciate y'all. With that, we out. Toodles and loose.